Right guys, you might be wondering why the hell am I sat in my kitchen with a neck mattress around my neck? Well, I'm going to talk you through one of my failed businesses. It's important to analyse the situations that you've been in, the past businesses that you failed, and analyse what led to that failure. So I want to go through exactly what happened, the story, how I came to invest in this business, why it went wrong and what I learned from it. But first of all, what I want to show you is the actual product. And this is basically, it's called a travel mat, and it's for long-haul economy flights. And it's basically a memory foam mattress that has inbuilt neck support. And it's also a full memory foam mattress that you sit on when you're on an economy flight. And it rolls up and it basically can take the form of a sleeping bag. And that means that you can have a more comfortable economy flight. So there you go. That's the product, okay? Get rid of that now. That's done. So, what are we gonna go through? We're gonna go through how I got into it, the problems and the learnings. I'm going to start out by first saying the total investment was £5,000, okay? And the total return was a massive £0. So I made a loss of £5,000 and a lot of time as well. Well, not a lot of time, but a bit of time, a fair amount of time. So, story. I met the owner, who was actually one of the people I used to work for when I was back in New Zealand doing carpet fitting. Absolutely love the guy, total respect for him. This is not anything to do with the business or anything against him, it's just to do with the business. So just disclaimer there. James, if you are watching, I love you mate, so don't worry about it. This is just this business on my end and it actually is my failings, to be honest with you. So, met James in New Zealand. We then stayed in contact for quite a few years afterwards, and I saw him that he was launching his product and I said, how's it going? Is it going really well? You know, yeah, we've got good reviews. The product went on Kickstarter, got massive amounts of funding for it, and it went straight to the top. So I knew there was something, people were wanting this, they had a problem. And the problem is that people want to be comfortable on long haul economy flights for cheap without having to pay for first class and the business class. So this solved that problem. So I thought, you know, there's actually potential here. Second bit was, I spoke to James because, well, you're only selling it right now in Australia and New Zealand. So why don't I become your European distributor with exclusive rights to sell and buy this product, okay? I invested £5,000 into stocking the shipping to get it over to the UK. And that's basically how the partnership started and how my involvement started. As soon as I got into starting this business, there was another partner involved in it over in Asia, and I didn't really know much about him. So I don't have any information on what that situation was. But there was just not enough cohesive communication between the three partners that were involved in this, and that was the first problem. In my opinion, there was not enough high quality branding as well. The product was quite low quality branded. It did have a good start, kind of like slogan, etc., etc. It had a good problem zone, but the branding didn't support it. Not enough money had been put into the actual brand colours and just everything about the brand with the product. So that's point one. Second point, there wasn't enough funding to launch properly. You know, if we wanted to launch this globally, to get this into supermarkets, to get this into airports, to get this into different distribution channels, there wasn't enough money to be able to support that. I didn't have enough money at the time. £5,000 at the time for me was a lot of money. So there wasn't enough money to be able to say, yeah, okay, what do we need to pay to be able to get this into the stores? And that was one of the main issues as well. Now, another point which I think is super important was I think the price was too high for the product, and that was putting people off. I think by the time I had to sell it, I think it was coming out like £69-79, which I think is actually a lot of money for what it is. And I understand why, because foam is expensive, first of all. The shipping to get it to the UK was expensive, and because we're not dealing with thousands of quantity, each price per unit was quite high. So I think I was paying, by the time it come to me, around £35 in total cost of materials, total cost of product, shipping, etc., etc. So to even make anywhere close to doubling up, you had to be £69-79. So the margin wasn't enough and the price was just too high, and people weren't willing to pay that. So I think this product should have been priced around, I'd say, I don't know, £29 to £39, £49 maximum. I think when you compare it to some of the other products, like just the neck pillows, if you think about it, they seem super expensive in airports. You feel like you're getting ripped off paying £29 for them. I think people would feel ripped off paying £69-79 for this. So I think the price is too high. It should have been priced around getting the quantities out there. And the reason I say this is if you started out with a low price, you got the product out in the open, people started using it, it would spread the word. I did this, I tested it. I took one of these on a flight with me once and I got it out in front of everybody on purpose, and everybody started asking me about it. They said, what is that? I've never seen anything like this before. I said, it's a travel mat and it's a long haul economy memory foam mattress for your seat, and people were super interested in it. Like, where'd you get it? But and then there was never the business behind it to support that. So I think if they'd gone in with a much better pricing structure, We could have got the word out, we could have put more into branding, we could have started to set up distribution channels and then got it into some bigger distributors, and that's somewhere where we would have seen some sales. But again, we would have needed to have got the price for the cost of this production right down, really far down than where it was. The packaging needed improvement. So there was no packaging really. They just came in plastic bags, which is not really that great. You know, we had to package them properly to be able to send them out in the post and things like that. So yeah, no decent packaging. More work could have gone into that, because packaging is just as important as the product sometimes. Think about Apple. Their packaging is so impactful. You know, you always look forward to opening a new MacBook, or you always look forward to opening a new iPhone. It's an experience. And I get that they're premium products. This isn't in that kind of realm, but packaging could have improved in my opinion to give that person a nice box for it to come in. The website was not optimized. Again, this is my fault and partly theirs as well, but at the time, again, didn't have funding to create a big, massive e-commerce website. So yeah, the website was not optimized. I was using Shopify. I was very limited in my skills in terms of Shopify, website generation, building, etc. So I couldn't build a good website. So the conversion rates were not there. I didn't know how to drive traffic to it. Bear in mind, I did this probably about 5 years ago. So I was very much in the infancy stages of my business experience, and I was still learning. And then the product needs some improvements. As I just showed you there, in reality, it was very comfortable to sit on, you know, to make the journey a bit more comfortable. The actual neck pillow though, for me, is lacking. It's not supportive enough, and it has to be like that because otherwise you can't roll it up. So it kind of defeats the purpose. I think I would just use it as a mattress to put on the seat rather than a neck pillow. But yeah, the product could have had some improvements, I think, in my opinion. So yeah, that's one of the final points. So learnings, what did I learn from this failure, and what would I do differently next time? I'm going to mention this at the end. So learnings, first of all, don't invest in lots of stock without proof of sales. So Andrew Tate says this all the time: get the money in the door first and then deliver the product or the service. I should have tested, I should have built a website first, actually marketed the product before I had it, and say, look, this is on discount for, I don't know, 50% off, but you'll get it delivered in 3 to 4 weeks time. Kind of like how Kickstarter, etc. works, but a little bit different. I wish I'd have done that. I wish I'd have not invested in the stock without actually making a single sale. So I'll never do that again. I'll never start an e-commerce brand, buy loads of stock without actually having sales coming through the door. No planning went into my sales method. So I didn't plan any way of how I was going to sell this. I didn't know how I was going to get this into distribution channels. I just thought, I'm going to build a website and I'm going to put some adverts up and it's going to sell and I'm going to make lots of money. That's how naive I was at this point in my career. So yeah, I completely underestimated how much planning I should have done and how much work I should have done to be able to sell these products. So I just thought, oh, I've just got a nice product, it's something new, I'm going to catch the hype train and I'm going to make lots of money from it. And it was completely opposite. So that's one of my learnings. I needed to find the right owners to partner with. So being on the other side of the world, different things going on, different situations, it wasn't the right cohesive partnership. I've had troubles with partnerships in the past. You know, it's just something that happens. If you're not working with the right person that complements your skill set, then really it's not going to be a good partnership. I couldn't see that working. So yeah, it wasn't a great cohesive partnership. I wish we would have focused more on the branding, like I said. So in the future, I will focus more on ensuring that the branding is up to scratch. It aligns with the product, it aligns with the purpose, it aligns with the client that we're trying to sell it to, the avatar that we're going to be selling this product to. So I would have focused way more on the branding. And again, the same for the product quality. I mean, if this had been my product, I would have gone through more iterations. I think would have tried to make it a little bit better in some ways, would have improved the neck rest, I would have added some extra features. There's loads of different things I thought of that could have been improved, but again, with the partnership, there wasn't that need or that want to improve, to be honest with you. And I think the biggest learning out of all of this, these are all very important learnings, but one of the biggest learnings I've had from this and the other 4 of the businesses that I've failed over the past few years is don't try to take on too many projects at once. It's very hard to make one business successful, never mind trying to grow 5. And that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to grow this business, I was trying to do Bella Skincare, I was trying to run Cosmic Camper Vans, I was trying to do a digital marketing agency, and I was trying to do the massager brand, if you want to call it that. So I was trying to do 5 businesses over the period of 2 years all at once, and yeah, all of them failed apart from one, Cosmic, and that's because I had to give Cosmic my main attention because I had staff members, which meant if I didn't give that enough attention, that's going to cost me way more money than any of this. So staff is always the biggest cost to any business, I think. So yeah, that was my one key learnings, is that now I will always limit myself to, you know, 2, maximum 3 if they are low investment, low time investment projects. Things will be different going on from September, because I have offhanded cosmic, so that would have freed up a lot of my time. But yeah, don't try to take on too many projects at once. It's better to make 1 or 2 maximum projects make you money. There is certain entrepreneurs out there who have got smaller stakes, smaller time inputs in lots of different businesses, for example, but that's a completely different situation to what I'm in right now. You know, I've got to get to the point where I'm 40 years old, for example, and I've got shares in lots of different businesses, and they're all kind of like silent shares. When you've got a lot of money behind you to be able to do that, I'm not in a position to do that, and I certainly wasn't when I was at this point. So, you know, you've got to change your tactics when you're at certain points. You know, once you get to that point, you move on and you change your strategy, change your investment strategy, change how you're going to do business, how much time you're going to dedicate to each business. I think me personally, in maybe 10 years, my involvement in the business will be completely different to what it is now. I think I will have like silent investments into lots of different projects that I feel would be beneficial for me and keep me interested and make money from each single one of them without having to give 100% attention to just one or to all of them. So anyway, investing £5,000, return 0, lost a lot of money, won't carry on with this. If anybody wants to buy a stock of these travel mats, they're going cheap. I've got probably, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 of them. I've got quite a few of them. So if you are interested and you want to buy some, drop me a message. I'll have to do a deal on them. But yeah, that's it guys. Thanks for watching. Again, if you are interested in business and you like the videos I'm doing right now, if you want to learn how to scale your business, especially if you're a tradesman, drop me a message. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And if you have got a certain topic that you'd like me to speak about, something that you've struggled with in your own personal business experience or career, please do comment on the video or drop me a DM. I'm always happy to help, always happy to take some new content ideas as well. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.